Today decided to do a different type of project, enjoying paper crafting, not a card. It's not a card today. Um, I want to be sure and say thank you for being here, for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I appreciate your time, and I'm really thankful that you are here. I am Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping. I'm passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards, and sharing the fun of how to do all of that with you. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So if you decide you would like to purchase any of the things that I am sharing with you today, please visit my online store, and I appreciate your support of my small business. I'm going to move the camera down to the work surface so that we can get started on this not a card project. Um, Concept artist came up with this. How cute is that? It is a framed project. Now, I didn't have any frames like that. Not at all. And don't know square frames that I could just cover with some designer series paper, which is the pattern paper that Stampin' Up! Sells. We call it designer series paper. But I did have some old frames like this, because as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, when I do classes with people, I like to have some cards, and I always liked to have something that was not a card. So I would go to the dollar store and buy lots and lots of these great little frames. They're not expensive and they're not fancy. Or Walmart, you go to Walmart, Dollar Tree, oh gosh, what are all the inexpensive stores you can go to? I don't know, but that's where I would go and get these. And this is what I came up with from that inspiration piece. So you can see the inspiration look like that, and then I created this. So I took that first honeycomb paper. This is the paper, designer series paper, from the Bee My Valentine is what it's called. And it is one, it's just called Be Mine. I'm wrong. Be Mine. And all these papers are from that. The stamped image is from and this one is called Be My Valentine, because I used the I love you no matter what sentiment right there. And then I used the punch that coordinates, the Bee Builder punch, and did the hearts, the big hearts and the little hearts in a pool party. Then I used the hearts and flowers, adhesive backed hearts and flowers embellishments that are part of the suite. So you can get the paper, the punch, the stamp set, embellishments, and some ribbon comes with it too, if you got the whole suite. So, and all of that is orderable online or through a demonstrator like me. But anyway, I really like this, but you know what? I wanted to change it up. So I wanted to make it like that, but different. So I'm bringing in papers and that I used, and I pulled out the papers from the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, and that's what I grabbed to do this project. This paper, this Designer Series paper has so many gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. It's so pretty, and it goes with an awful lot of the papers that Stampin' Up! Carries. That's one of the reasons why I love Stampin' Up! Everything coordinates. So I started off with a 4x6 piece of Designer Series paper, and you can choose anything you want on there. They come different. Every one of them is two-sided. And then the next thing I did was I cut another sheet of Designer Series paper that coordinates. It's from that same package, and it's 5 inches, 5 inches that way, and 3.5 inches. I wanted to kind of help set it off, so I got a piece of Night of Navy, and see how nicely that gets matted. And the Night of Navy is just an 1/8 inch bigger at 5 1/8 and 3 and 5/8 at the top here. So I'm going to put those together right now using the adhesive that I just love, the Stampin' Seal Plus. I like it because I don't get it all over myself and my projects. I'm extremely good at getting the glue all over everything, but you know, I'm getting better at using the glue. And then I'm going to just frame this nicely with that. And I'm going to bring in a piece of the grid paper that I've cut in half, just so it's easier for you to see things instead of the wood. And now I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this Night of Navy piece and adhere that. So the bottom sheet of designer series paper is not going to be even on all the sides. You can see that the top and the bottom is just a little bit bigger, and that's what happens with this size of a frame with the 4x6. It's not square, and I decided to not have the whole project be exact rectangular pieces to it. I thought it would kind of look nice to have it offset with a little bit more up on the top and the bottom. So then the art piece is going to be this piece of the basic white that has been cut to be 4 inches this way, and it is 2.5 this way. But once again, when I laid it down, it looked real nice, but I thought it would look even better with a little bit more of a frame. And also, when I put the project into this, it needed more. It needed to be thicker than what it was. So I decided to not worry about having too many layers here because it was going to be okay. The frame apparently needs something a little bit more because it's not a super expensive frame. So it just needed a little more depth and a little more stuff on it. So anyway, you can see how well this pretty peacock that I cut will frame here. And again, it's only an 1/8 inch bigger. So this is 4 1/8 inch by 2 5/8 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and put this pretty peacock down so that I don't misplace it, because I am an expert at misplacing things. Even though it's right here and I'm using it, for some reason I can just misplace things with the best of them. So we're just going to lay that down. Oh, awesome. Is it a little bit crooked? Might be. I don't know. You know what? I think it's okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp on this. What I'm going to stamp is I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock ink. Open that up. And then I've got these 3 little hearts that came in this Be My Valentine. And these 3 little hearts right here are what I'm going to use. I'm going to just ink them up in the Pretty Peacock. And I think what I'm going to do, it won't matter if they're straight or a little bit crooked or what. And because it's photopolymer, I want to have this paper piercing mat underneath my project. It's not really underneath me. And I think I'll go ahead and just put these hearts right there. And I'm going to stamp them again, and this time I'm going to do them kind of offset up there. Okay, I'm all right with that. I think that looks great. And then I have already punched with the Bee Builder Punch a heart from that Masterfully made designer series paper, another heart from that. It's kind of a green. Looks like someone ripped the paper on there. This one kind of has some flowers on it. Not too many though, just a few. And then I did the little hearts out of this punch and out of a berry burst. All right, I'm going to begin laying these down then. And I think I'm going to decide where I'm going to put it. I have cut a piece of Whisper White to be, let's see, what size is this one? I'm looking at my little sheet here. It's 3/4 of an inch right here by 2 3/8 of an inch right there. 2 3/8. by 3/4, and then I wanted to frame that with a little piece of Night of Navy, so that's 7/8 inch by 2.5. It's only an 1/8 inch bigger. All you have to think about for most of these are just an 1/8 inch bigger. Let's go ahead and do the sentiment on here, then we can adhere this. Laying it down, we'll be able to kind of figure out where to put things. Does that sound like a plan? I think that sounds like a plan. So we're going to go ahead and using the Night of Navy, I'm going to do the sentiment. I love you no matter what. Laying the ink pad down. And then because we can see through what we're stamping, lay that down and turned out very nicely. I'm going to use a sponge dauber. These come in a little pack of 5. Tapping it on the Night of Navy. I'm just gonna put a little bit right around here. You can just rinse the sponge dauber off with water because it is a water-based ink, so it comes right off, and reuse them over and over and over again. So a pack of 5 is all you need, really. Unless, of course, you're using more than 5 colors, because you don't want to use it wet. You want to let it dry in between uses. I'm going to go ahead and close that ink up, and now I'm going to lay my sentiment piece down on top of its mat of Night of Navy. So using some adhesive, get it started. Here we go. And then going to put that right on top of the Night of Navy piece. And here, I'm happy with that. That looks very pretty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move the mat out of the way, the paper piercing mat, because I don't need that then. We're going to play around with where these hearts will go. So if I've got this right on top, and if I put this one just a little underneath, put that one there. Let's see, how will this work? I think I'll bring this over. Put this heart down here just a little bit. Okay, and this is where you just have some fun and play with things. Kind of decide what you would like to do, how you would like for your project to look. Because if you decide to do something like this, of course it's going to look different than mine will. And that's awesome. Okay, I think that will look nice. So I've got an idea of how I want it to look. And I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of adhesive behind here. And now you see, I'm not going to worry about it if I don't have the adhesive on super well, because it's going to go in that frame. And so it's really not going to go anywhere once it's pressed up against the frame. I am going to use some liquid adhesive for these little tiny berries. Berry burst. They are not berries, Julia. This is a heart. And I'm going to put the heart right there. Okay, same thing with this one. I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on there. I think it was right around here. And then just a little bit of the liquid glue behind this berry burst. All right. And then the sentiment will go, yeah, it's going to go a little lower than I had anticipated, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I think that'll look really pretty. So again, some adhesive on the back. laying it down on there. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of sequins. This is the adhesive backed sequin trio. I'm looking for the opening. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this first. To the back of the project. Framing it in that pretty peacock. Very nice. Oh, I'm so excited. I think this is going to look great using my Take Your Pick tool. And this is like a pretty peacock looking sequin. So I'm lifting that up. And I think I'm going to put this one right there. And I think I'll pick a bigger one next here. And I'm going to put that right here. All right, putting the lid back on the glue, and now let's get this into the frame. So we've got our frame here, getting out the sides, lifting it up. I'm going to put it inside there. And then close it up again. There it is. Now this project is all ready to gift to somebody and to let them know that you love them no matter what. Isn't that nice? Okay, and so then we've got my cased one, the copy and share everything that I did. Some people call it copy and steal everything, and that's okay. I like thinking of it as share everything because I like to share stuff. So we've got this and this. So let me know in the comments which one you like better. That's it. Paper crafting, putting a frame on it. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate your time and your company. It has been so much fun to hang out with you. Please hit the subscribe button. Give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It helps grow the channel. I hope you enjoyed yourself today and that you have a wonderful day. Most of all, I hope you have an opportunity to get inky. Bye.